What's up guys, Philip here bringing you another review. And today we're checking out this mechanical keyboard by Abkoncore, and it's called the AR87 mechanical keyboard. So this thing is interesting because it's made fully of aluminum. It's like a solid chunk of aluminum. So if we compare it to another keyboard, most keyboards out there weigh roughly 2 pounds. So this thing is going to be 3 times heavier than a lot of your more traditional heavy keyboards. So definitely a really nice build quality feeling keyboard, and not to mention the lights on the side. They have these 2 lights on the side, as you can see here, and they glow a few different colors, and we'll cover the lights a little bit later in the video. So before we go any further, a quick word from the sponsor of this video. Sparkify is a website that pulls in giveaways from all over the internet and brings them into one place. So instead of running around the internet looking for the best giveaways out there, Sparkify brings them into one place for you to cherry pick which giveaways you want to enter. So if you want to win some free stuff, I'll leave a link down in the description below where you can create your Sparkify account to win some cool giveaway prizes. So when receiving this package, you're going to receive a few things in the box. So what you're going to get is the keyboard, of course, a keyboard carrying case, which the keyboard can go inside of. Pretty interesting, never seen that before. A 6-foot USB-C to regular USB-C cable, a keycap puller if you want to swap any of the keys out, which it can be customized if that's something you wish to do. A cleaning brush, so if you pull all the keys out, you're able to get any crumbs or dust away from under the keyboard. And last but not least, a user's guide manual that will give you some of the basic tech specs of this keyboard and some of the features that it has. So first impressions when I received this keyboard was that it was quite a heavy keyboard, and I've never seen a keyboard that weighs this much, and as I said earlier, it weighs 6.8 pounds. Because this thing is made of aluminum, it has a really cool, sleek looking design, which kind of reminds me of some of the Apple products. They typically like to make things out of aluminum, like their laptops or monitor stands. And another thing to note were the lights. These things shine pretty bright in real life, and they look really cool overall. They just add this like futuristic slash clean modern look to the keyboard. Now a little bit about the keys on this keyboard. The material of the keys are made of a PBT material, which feel quite durable and nice. And if you don't know what PBT is, it has like this mixture of plastic and polyester. So it has like this kind of squishy feeling, like very, very faint squishy. It feels more like plastic than anything, but you can tell they do feel a little bit different. And I really do like the way that these keys actually feel when you're actually typing on them. They feel quite nice, I would say. And the keys themselves don't illuminate like the side of the keyboard does, but it does have letters that are printed onto them that were printed with a very specific and durable die that is going to last you for quite a long time. And when I was typing on this keyboard, they do have like these little shock absorbers that were built into the mechanical keyboard, and it gives you this like more smooth and polished typing experience. And what I mean by that is there's like these little stabilizers behind the keys, and they do wobble a little bit, but that's not really a wobble. That's just like the stabilizer gripping the key. So the way the keyboard connects to your computer is through regular USB that goes to your computer, and then to the keyboard a USB-C connection type. And it's about a 6-foot long cable, and it comes in white, so it's gonna match the keyboard aesthetics. And while we're on the subject of materials and build quality, let's talk about the case real quick. So the case has this zipper that zips the keyboard into place, and the case itself has like this hard shell material, as you can hear. So if you plan on doing any traveling and you really want to take this keyboard with you, it's cool and really nice of them to include a case like this. So going back to the keyboard, let's talk about some of the features and functionality that this keyboard has. So the first thing we're going to notice is that it is a 10 keyless keyboard. And basically what a 10 keyless keyboard is a keyboard that does not have a number pad included onto it. So I really like that there is no number pad here, because it makes the keyboard look slimmer, and because it's slimmer, it's going to give you more room on your desk for your mouse to kind of move around next to the keyboard, and it's just going to take up less space, which I just like a cleaner look on my desk overall. So the next feature about this keyboard is that it goes up at an 8-degree angle, which is going to give you an ergonomic typing experience, and you won't have as much wrist strain while typing on the keyboard. They were not able to include legs on the back of the keyboard due to the weight, because if they were to include legs, they would have to use some super sturdy legs, which was not possible. So instead what they did was They just made the keyboard angle up like this, and it has this like triangular, cool looking shape to it. And now let's talk about one of the most important things about any mechanical keyboard, and that is the key switches. So this keyboard is using the Cherry MX switches Silent Edition. So if you've never used a mechanical keyboard with red switches, these are pretty much like most red switches out there. And if you're not familiar with how reds work, they don't have like a clicky feel to them. They just kind of, you push on them and there's a little more resistance as you go down. And I do like the typing experience on the silent ones because they don't make as much noise, and I like that in my environment because I don't have to bother people around me while typing. And here's a little typing test for you to hear what the keyboard actually sounds like. So here we go. So that is a lot more quieter than things like the blue switches or the regular reds. So another interesting thing about this mechanical keyboard is you can change the lights. So in order to change them, you simply hold the function key, and if you push the page up button, you toggle between the different lighting options. And I do like the fact that they give you a few different color options to choose from so you can match the rest of your desk setup. So the next feature we're gonna cover is the full in-key rollover. So if you're not familiar with what that is you can basically push as much keys down on the keyboard as you want, and the computer is going to register every single key that you press. Like if you can press all the keys on the keyboard at the same time, it's going to send that over to your computer. There are keyboards that are limited to how many keys you can press at the same time. Some keyboards can only press like 3, 4, 5 switches at the same time, but this keyboard is fully unlocked. And what's crazy to me is that this keyboard has a 1000 millisecond polling rate. And basically that's gonna let the keys register much quicker. So if you want that super duper fast, key registration time, this keyboard is gonna kill it in that sense. So the next feature with this keyboard is the silent pad that's built into the keyboard is somewhere in the center. If you look on their website, you can see that there's a little display graphic that shows what the pad looks like. And I believe this pad is what makes these red key switches a lot quieter than a lot of traditional red key switches out there. So is this thing worth picking up? Well, if you're an enthusiast that wants like the best of the best, the cream of the crop, then I honestly believe this is probably one of the best mechanical keyboards money can buy. The reason is because the build quality is just so high with this thing. It's made fully of aluminum, and it just looks so futuristic and different from any mechanical keyboard out there. So with all that being said, if you want to pick up this keyboard, I'm going to leave a link down in the description below where you can pick it up. Also, if you want to see more tech videos like this, I review a lot of keyboards and just average consumer tech. Feel free to subscribe and I'll keep you in the loop on what's happening. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.